Hey guys, it's Miko from MO Sound Lab, and I've been getting a lot of questions about which of these modelers that I have here do I prefer. I mean, I have the XFX3, I have the Helix LC, and I also have a Kemper Profiler here. But you'll mostly see me using the XFX3, and many people are making the assumption that it's because I think it's the best modeler out there. I'm not really comfortable saying which one of these modelers is the best. I'll say that these are all toolboxes, and I think the Fractal XFX3 is the biggest toolbox out there, and for that reason I'm many times using it. I mean, there are no limitations as far as routing goes, as far as effects go, and it also has the most amp models in it. That all being said, the main reason why I use the XFX3 the most is because I've been using Fractal for like 10 years now, and I've always loved the Friedman amp sims, and I can trust those really well with the default settings. That means that I have all the knobs at 5, I don't have to tweak at all, I use my own IRs and it'll sound awesome. I really don't feel like I have to pick a side, and maybe it's because I have all these modelers and I have no need to justify the purchase of owning one of these things because I own all of them, I bought all of them, so in a way it's okay to have all of them, they're all tools, and use the one that you like the most. No need to say there's something wrong about the other modeler, that's just silly, right? Okay, back to the clickbaity title of the video. I love the Friedman amp sim on the Fractal. I'll just quickly check which one it is, so you'll know. This is the Friedman HBE 2018 and C45. That's the amp sim. All the settings are default on the Fractal, and I'll actually even show you what it is. So this is the X83, and these are the settings. So everything is set at noon. I can even reset these so you'll see they are the exact same settings that you get without tweaking at all. Okay, so I'm reamping the same take through these modelers. It's consisting of a long chord beam plate, then some riffage, and then some chords. And this same DI signal is being sent through the Fractal and the Helix LT, and we'll kind of hear the difference. The cabinet modeling will be an IR loader using one of the IRs from the new Halloween cap pack, which is only $9.99, and if you want these IRs, they're just out for 2 weeks, so hurry. Okay, this is a long chord through the Fractal. Okay, I'm playing the same thing through the Helix with all knobs set at 5. Okay, so what you can clearly hear is that the Helix has more gain to it, meaning that it has more sustain. It's a lot clearer at the end, where you can still hear a lot of distortion on the Helix, even though the chord is kind of ringing out. So I'll just compare the Fractal. So it's clear that the Helix has more gain with default settings. Okay, let's listen to a riff through the Fractal. And now the Helix. Okay, so the Helix once again has more gain and is kind of more muffled sounding in comparison. Now let's listen to the chords. Okay, that was the Fractal, and now for the Helix with everything at noon. Okay, so first of all, I would say that they're not that far from each other, but there are some clear differences. The Helix has more gain and kind of more low end, and it's kind of more muffled sounding in comparison. I honestly have no idea which of these sounds more like the real amplifier, but since this whole conversation started from me really liking the fractal amp sim. Let's try and make the Helix sound just like the fractal amp sim. So I've actually done this already. I'll quickly show the settings. So here we have the Helix Friedman preset with everything at 5. The master is set at default. 5.5 was the default setting, so I kind of usually assume that's where they felt was the sweet spot. What I had to do was to lower the gain to 3.5. Also, I lowered the master all the way down to 1. So it's essentially almost doing nothing, but it's just letting some volume through. And then I boosted the presence to 6.5. That's all. Those 3 settings were changed. And this is what it sounds like now. This is the fractal. And this is the Helix. And I'm not sure if you noticed there, I was flipping back and forth between the fractal and Helix, and it's really hard to even tell which one is which. Let's do that again. So when I click on these tracks, you'll actually be hearing to those tracks. And now for the long chord test, I'll just loop the very end of the chord so you can really hear the amount of distortion kind of being more similar now. So this is the fractal. So suffice to say, just like I said in the beginning of the video, in the right hands all of these tools can sound awesome. It's not a matter of which one is better or which one is worse. I mean, if you just have the ear for it, if you know how to tweak, you can get awesome sounds with these modelers that have IR support in them. So next time when you see me using the fractal, even though I prefer it, it doesn't really mean that it's the best modeler out there. No need to feel bad about it. I also love the Helix, I also love the Kemper. They're all here, and they have different purposes, and they're awesome tools. Cheers guys, see you later.